season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Set. We can run. Man, I got you. Hey, watch it. 66, put it, half.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Coming this way. Here we go. Kill. Deuce.
A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Now it's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Mayfield. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now the 3rd leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
The Browns opted not to pick a running back with their first 2 selections at number 1 and 4 in the 1st round. They circled back in the 2nd round and got a really good one to Nick Chubb out of Georgia. Broke off a nice run there, and that's where he's good. Good vision, able to see where the hole is, and make nice gains each time he touches the ball.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Just like that. Just like that.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the 1st. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everybody's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defense.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I got one.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Switch.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Well, first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10.
58 to Mike. Let's go, defense.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
Excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 42. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Chubb on the counter, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs, and let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Red alert! Check number 6. Check number 6.
Hey, high 7.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will make our score 9-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Last time out they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Here's Jackson throwing again. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback?
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They'll get 34 yards there.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Now, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. After one, it's 9-0. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26. Check safety, check safety.
Jackson options out left. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
On second down, it's Ingram. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Let's get it.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They go play action with Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
At the Browns' 18-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Watch the screen.
Now it's Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
He's crashing.
And Jackson throwing once more. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, 2nd year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season, it's big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now Jackson to throw again. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
You don't want none. Check 52. 22, check, cover. 22.
From the gun, Jackson. He gets it to Brown. Good play. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Under 10. Under 10. 10. It's free. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
On first down, Ingram. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Second and 5 now. Jackson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Come on, QB, come on. 58, right over there, yeah. Mike.
Jackson, option right. He may drop. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to wind up and got his man complete. That one goes for 36 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go!
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
58, boy, 58, 58, Mike. Let's go, let's get this ball back for the offense, let's go. 58, right over there, yeah, Mike, 58, right there.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Check right, check.
Jackson, option right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. The Ravens on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
That's trash. Go. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Here it comes.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Tucker's kick is good. Tucker, a career 70% success rate from 50-plus. Just incredible. And the All-Pro is money from distance again there.
They ought to give him 4 points for field goals from some of the distances that this guy makes them from.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach.
Odell Beckham Jr., the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Their own 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better...
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Browns continue to roll.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You've got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Play action. It's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, Mayfield to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10, he got 9. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, come on now, come on now.
Again, they'll run with Ingram, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Run. Check.
Now Jackson on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Switch.
Jackson going to throw again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They were trying to go to Brown once again. 3rd down here.
And 10 yards to go.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. Watch QB drop.
Play action. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Defense, keep it up, guys.
SOS.
SOS, SOS. Check, check. 40's Mike. 40's a Mike. 40's a Mike.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on second down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They run again on first down, Chubb. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Pistol.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
You know how we get focused at the end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Point it right.
From the 35 on second down, Mayfield. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. They run it again with Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Mayfield looks to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Here's Irvin to return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They have, by the way, gone to the 3rd quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Alert flare.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Ricky, ball trot. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Rip left, rip left.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Set, hut, Henry, check 53. Pick it up, guys, pick it up.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson, he's going deep and that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no, they'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Jackson, he's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
Set, 180. 48 right now, let's go. I got it. Check. Check, hot route. Hot.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Push him back. Push him back.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped, 10 yards, 1st down. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Set, 20. Here we go. Watch tight end. Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Stop your whining.
A toss play to Chubb. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
I got you. I got you.
Handoff comes to Chubb. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give running right is Chubb. The tackle made by the corner, Jimmy Smith.
And that's one of those who like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, Mayfield. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Tim Williams in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go. Good team on it. Good team on it. We ain't giving up nothing today. Come on. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. All you get it. All you get is headache. Check 50. Check 50.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On 3rd down, Jackson Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Oh, you go.
Jackson from the shotgun. Steps away to his left. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
You think you're going to get this? You think you're going to get this?
From the gun, it's Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Cleveland, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to